Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, if you want to get in the best shape of your life, you're going to want to watch this next segment. You're going to meet the health engineer, his journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Okay, folks, we are about 4 weeks away from swimsuit season. And so I'm in diet mode right now. I want to show up at the pool looking fine. And to do that, you need good advice. You need diet, exercise, great mental health. And I can't think of a better person to talk about than Clint Fuqua. He's a good friend. He's the health engineer. And we've known each other for how many years?
Since 97, 98, whenever you first brought your book out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so this is how you do it for free. And everybody goes, that is awesome. How much do you charge? Because this is nuts.
Thank you. So we've kept in contact. We just saw each other at an event a couple weekends ago, and I said, Clint, you got to come on my show. I mean, this is the time when people are trying to dial it in. Mm-hmm. So some people will look at you and say, well, okay, you know, you've got arms of steel, and you've always had a good metabolism. Why should I take advice from a guy who was just blessed with good genes?
It's sort of kind of. It takes a lot of work, okay? I have to fight to keep weight on, which I know people are going to be like, oh, you're so lucky. No. If I miss a meal, I drop 5 pounds. If I miss 2 meals, I drop 10 pounds. I miss 3 meals, I drop 15 pounds. I look really, really sick. So I actually have to force myself to eat a lot of the time to keep weight on so I don't just drift away to nothingness, and also goes to my bone health, because I had osteopenia, head towards osteoporosis when I was 21.
Wow.
And so I have to work out to stay healthy and keep myself sustainable for life. Because otherwise I'll have bone problems, I'll have all kinds of other issues.
So this is a big question. You know, here it is, 2023. We know more about how the body works, how the mind works, how diet and exercise works, than we've ever known in the history of mankind.
Oh, yeah.
And yet we're all getting fatter and fatter.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, we have supercomputers in our hands. We have tons of TVs. We have access to do everything, but most of us either don't put it in our schedule. We're not ready to start. We don't have a plan. The biggest issue is you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're planning to fail, and that's why New Year's resolutions are ridiculous. But that's the biggest thing is nobody knows where to start, right? I'm gonna beat up on the fitness industry right now because we've done a horrible disservice to everybody. Because what do we put out there? What do you see from the fitness industry? You see all the excessive exercise stuff, all the CrossFit, all the bigger, more, better, right? You gotta go hop in the hot sauna for an hour. You gotta go do the cold plunge. You gotta do this and this. No, you really don't. You need to go take a walk and get some sleep and have some water. And then work on some mental emotional issues. And that will help. The sleep and the water and the walking will help out with that. And then you kind of eventually get your way into the gym, but you got to get ready to get there first.
Okay, you mentioned the gym, so we're going to go to your website and scroll down the website. The OlympicFitGym.com is the website. Tell us why you are different.
So we work on a sliding scale. So yes, we work with a lot of athletes, okay? We have some pros that come see us. We have some Olympians that come see us. My partner, ex-Olympian, sprinter, he's really fast. But we've got the family. So we have tons of student athletes that we're with, but we have their families too. I've got my Hot Moms Club. So we get the moms in there, we get the dads in there. We have a lot of people come to see us for all kinds of aches and pains and other stuff that nobody else wants to work with or knows how to work with. My background is injury rehab, so I bring a lot of that to the forefront. But we help people, we figure out where you want to go and we help you get there. without doing the wild, crazy stuff that you see. You're not going to be tossing things all over the place, all the yelling and screaming and everything. I mean, you walk in, it doesn't smell like a gym. It doesn't look like a gym either. I mean, we're in a medical facility. So it's a weird little hodgepodge of, yes, we've got top tier athletes come see us because we do the small stuff that nobody else wants to think about doing because it's not crazy and abusive.
Sure.
And so, because you can't beat yourself up, right? You can build yourself up, you can beat yourself down, and most people beat themselves down before they ever get started.
Okay, let's talk about personal responsibility because it seems like we love to blame stuff. We blame the food, we blame McDonald's, we blame everybody but ourselves. Talk about responsibility.
So health is your responsibility. It's your body. You own this thing from now till you die. Okay. Yes, we have replacement parts. They're not as good as the originals, right? But it's you have one body to live in, and once it starts going south on you, just like your car. You can only repair your car so many times until it's dead, right? Your body's the same way. You can only do so many repairs on it. Now, it does repair itself. You just have to give it the stuff that it needs. And it needs some water. It needs some good foods. Good foods, we're talking lean meats, fruits, vegetables. If it came out of the ground or eats what came out of the ground, that's what you have. So the less processing, the better. If it comes in a box, probably stay away from that. If it comes in a little bitty tiny wrapper and it's really sweet, definitely stay away from that. Except for Halloween, go ahead and have fun. But it is a responsibility that you can't put on somebody else. You can't put it on your doctor's plate to do it. You can't put it on your trainer's plate to do it. I can't do it for you, right?
Sure.
You see me like 3 hours a week. There's 3 hours of an entire week. You have the rest of the week that you are held accountable to yourself for having your old man oats in the morning.
Yep.
Or eating what you're supposed to eat, right? You can't be a 5-year-old forever. You have to grow up at some point and take responsibility. Gen Xers, high five, because we're probably better at that than anybody else because we got left at home all the time. Either learn how to cook or starve, right?
All right, let's talk about the relationship between mental health and fitness.
It is huge. It is huge. Especially recently, there's been a lot of emphasis on that, especially looking at brain injuries, stuff like that with football players, how that affects mental health. A lot of the mental health issues for athletes going into sports, whenever they come out, there's major issues, especially whenever they quit exercising. Like you'll see an ex-pro, they'll start going a little bit nutty, crazy, whatever. It's because one, their lives have been turned upside down. They're not in their sport anymore, but they usually quit working out. And once you do that, there's a major mental, emotional, physical component there where you take the exercise piece out and you start coming unraveled mentally. It is huge for mental stability, keeping endorphin levels high. So basically, when you work out, you get high, okay? Yeah. You get high, you feel good after the workout. And you, like any other high, you gotta keep on doing it, otherwise you start losing that. But tons of studies out there, research it for yourself, but there's a lot of studies, especially in the last year that have come out, showing how well exercise does for mental health versus the medications. Because medications, they mess with you, and even people that make the medications don't know exactly how they work. We do know how exercise works and how that influences better habits and being healthier and happier and everything else while you're doing it.
Amen. And you have a very popular podcast. We want to show some video of this. Tell us why you launched a podcast.
Whew, man, why? Why not? No, so when I used to run a company for several years. That went away. I tried to figure out, okay, what do I do? How can I help more people do more good for themselves? Easy, we got to start a show. So I started off on somebody else's podcast, turned that into a radio show, which turned into that TV show as well. Did a 20 episode run. We will bring it back at some point. I've been off because I've had a gym to open and grow and everything else, and that takes a lot of time and energy. You open up a business, it's like, this place is awesome.
Thank you.
Seriously, people, you have to see this. The studios. It's incredible what you've built over the past couple of years. It's amazing. But I had to put that on hold. My partner, however, Ray, if you're in track and field, look up Ray's Take on YouTube. It's the #1 track and field show on there right now. He's growing his show. I'll get back to growing mine after we get things sustainable here at our place.
Okay, so tell us how it works. If somebody comes to your gym for the first time, like what's the onboarding process look like? How do you start out? Are there training wheels for the person who's never been inside a gym?
We start you where you are, right? We got to meet you where you're at. Everybody's starting from a different point in their life. So whether that means we got to get your body de-stressed, so we're doing nothing but time in our infrared sauna, we're doing some tissue work, we're doing stuff just to get you back to being functional and workable. I've got some pre-made classes, Run Yoga, that I put together for all of our runners. It works for everybody though. I made it for butt, hips, shoulders, core, stability, basic movement stuff. Got only called the 12. We start there. Then we start, branching out into all the other stuff. But we've got programs that span from like never worked out before, and you're just rolling off the couch, like literally couch potato, rolling off the couch, to I've got a 440. I need to get down to a 4.2.
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna make you hit that 4.2, and we'll do it every time. So, we have a wide range of what we do, because once again, we work with the basics, and the basics always work.
Sure. And you're prolific on social media. He's got all kinds of tips. He's got all kinds of tips and motivational tips. Here's one of them.
All right, people, are you ready? It's time for a little Monday motivation. That's right. It is Motivation Mondays, Must Your Monday. That's right. Olympic Fit Gym. So people say that fitness is a trap. You can get trapped in something. You're getting trapped with a membership for a lifetime or for a year, or some supplement thing you don't need, whatever. Well, the only trap that you're going to find in a gym is one of those. Nice little trap. Or a thirst trap. Careful with those cameras, because people are filming. They shouldn't be. The only filming going on here is by me or my partner Ray, because, well, we got stuff to show off because we have business. But outside of that, the only trap is not getting healthy. That's right. Illness is a trap, because you're trapped in a life of misery and doubt, and you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere. Why? Because, well, you are not healthy enough to do so. Get healthy, be free.
Clint, I love your passion, because this is not just a way to make a living for you. This is like your ministry, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
What's your favorite success story?
Okay, so recently we had a girl come to us, right arm, non-functioning. Okay, she was in a wreck. It doesn't move. So she was stuck here in a cast for several years, right? Her doctors, everybody said it's never going to be functional. We've taken her from non-movement, can't move, to now she can raise that thing overhead. We actually have her doing workouts now. She can grip stuff. She's actually going to get back into, man, she can cook. But it's stuff like that, because we got the raw stuff with the athletes and student athletes, but that's the big stuff, is somebody that literally was stuck in a situation where they couldn't do that. I mean, she could do a lot of stuff. I mean, highly functional, but it's one arm, and she had to be left-handed all the time. And now she has both of them much better functioning. We're not where she's full functioning, right? But it's non-motion to like full raising and grabbing on stuff, doing rows. And so, in that last video, I talked about not being healthy is a trap. We're now getting her out of that trap, because now she's getting into the workout. She's looking better. She's looking better, people. Watch out. Bikini season. Whoo, man. Hide your man's eyes. She's looking good. And she can cook. Just warning you. But it's getting her out of that trap, right? And it's the mental trap too of, what can I not do now? Well, now those possibilities are opening up, because she's about to have 2 fully functional arms and she's looking good. And so that opens things up. It gets you out of that trap. It makes life a lot more full and more possibilities to go out and just live.
Wow. Okay, we're almost out of time. So look into the viewer's eyes, there, the camera on the left, and give them some reason why they might want to come see you and change their life.
All right, the best reason to come see me is because you are ready to improve your life. Forget about, throw out that C word. Don't worry about the change, okay? When you're ready to improve and start making the steps to do that, and you're ready to do it for a year, that's when you come see us, not before then.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to end with the website, which is theolympicfitgym.com. The great Clint Fuqua. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me on. You're phenomenal. I love you.
You're awesome. Love you back. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.